Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm looking at a new version, or actually two new versions of one of my favorite games, which is ROVE from Button Shy Games. And they've got two new versions coming to crowdfunding. The first one is called Aqua ROVE, which is what I'll be showing first. This is, I won't say a more or less complicated, an easier or harder version of ROVE. It's pretty comparable in difficulty to the original, but it's got some fun changes to the system. And I'm going to do a playthrough of that, give some thoughts. And then my son, my oldest, my 11-year-old, is going to do a playthrough of ROVE Jr, the kid-friendly version, and we'll talk about that one too. And as always, we take no compensation for publishers for our coverage. We just want to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and come say hi on our Discord. So here are the basics of ROVE, and there are some key differences in Aqua ROVE, so even if you played the original, you should still pay attention to this. So you're going to have a mission, one up at a time, in this case push, and it's going to tell you to have your 6 modules, these 6 cards here, in a specific configuration. Now, a difference in Aqua ROVE compared to the original ROVE is that it'll tell you where specific modules need to be. So I must have the orange one here, the green one here, the rest can be whatever they want. And I'm going to use action cards, which, by the way, do have missions on the other side, to move the modules around to complete those patterns. And this is another difference from ROVE to Aqua ROVE. In ROVE, each of the modules had a specific movement type, so whenever you move that module, it always moved that way. But in Aqua ROVE, the cards themselves give you movement. So this one will let you move a module diagonally or orthogonally a single space 3 times, and all the action cards will give you a +1 bonus to the movement the card offers if the 2 indicated modules are orthogonally or diagonally adjacent to each other, which is another difference from the original ROVE where you had to have the supporting modules in more specific locations. So that's single space movement. This one is also single space movement, but only orthogonally, but you're pushing with it. So whichever module you're moving will also move everything else in a pushing line. And then these ones are similar in that they let you move a module as far as you want, even jumping over other modules. This one gives you more points, but it's only orthogonal. This one gives you fewer action points, but it's also diagonal. And for movement, you can't end a module on the same space as another module. And also you have to always keep everything connected diagonally or orthogonally. So like this would be okay, or that would be okay. But if this one was like all the way up there, then it's not connected to the rest of the module group, and you would not be able to make that move. Whenever you complete a mission, you'll get to draw an extra card, but besides that, you're just going to be running out of cards as you go. And each module has a once per game ability it can use. You just flip it over to show that you've used it. And those are all your tools. And I'm playing on normal, or whatever the second level of difficulty is, where I have 4 cards to start. An easier game would be to start with 5 cards, and then the hardest would be to start with 3. And I'm going to keep the deck over here because you can see what your next mission will likely be. And that way you can, maybe try to get the indicated modules to be near each other. Not always possible, but a good thing to try. All right, and with that, let's try out Aqua ROVE. All right, so for push, I've got to get a long line of pieces at the bottom here. Now I've got the orange there and the green there. So on first glance, it seems like the easiest thing to do would be to move this there, or there if I get that one over, and then this there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 moves maybe. Ooh, if I do a pushing one, then this could push that out of the way. And then, yeah, that might all be a bit easier. If I have pushing as an option, I don't. Darn it. Okay, but I've got some orthogonal jumps, and I've got some single movements. The orthogonal jumps would be better here. And actually, if I can get 4, is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5. No. Actually, what if I did this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, so if one of these gets the bonus, I'll be good. Blue next to orange, no. Purple next to pink, yes, perfect. Okay, so we're going to start out with this one. This will be a nice, quick to resolve movement. So I've got 4 moves in any direction, single space. I'm going 1, still diagonally connected. What was it? 2, and 3, and 4. Boom, killed it in 1 card, which means I get to draw a replacement card. I haven't fallen behind the curve at all. And our next card is going to be Anchor. So I guess the green and blue are kind of close to where they need to go, but the rest of the cards not so much. and you kind of slide the cards over each other. In the original Rove, you were going sideways. Same thing with ROVE Jr., but in Aqua ROVE, you're going down, which doesn't really mechanically change anything, but it's a cool change of perspective. All right, I got one of those. Let's see, I'm thinking kind of if I like send that one all the way over and that one all the way over, and then kind of move them up, I can sort of shift the entire thing over and have this be that right side of the pattern, which means these orthogonal jumping ones would be good. Ooh, and this one has +1 movement right now. This one definitely does not. So yeah, let's try this out first. I'm getting 4 orthogonal, go over other pieces movement. So I think I need to go 1 so it doesn't get disconnected. We'll shift everything as needed. Okay, then this one could be 2. I want that to be there. 3 and 4. And then I just need 1, 2 more moves. But I'm not going to finish it with this unless I want to use one of my modules. Like this one just gives you +2 movement points for whichever card you're already doing, which would save me the need to use another card. But I could also save that and use kind of an innocuous card. Like this one's just 3 single space movement, which might not be as good as these like kind of jumping over things movement. So sure, let's finish up with this and save our modules for now. So that's going to be 3 movement points. Although the second you finish a mission, you lose all your remaining movement. So I need to move this first, otherwise that would split them into 2 groups. So 1, 2, boom, right? That's it. So we completed Anchor, which means I didn't really look at this one. Oh, man, we are not in position for this at all, are we? That brings Descend around. Now, let's see, if I'm sort of imagining... Oh, I need to draw a card. I don't want to forget that. I got the pushing one. If I'm sort of imagining like these being that main shape of Descend... This one can move down there. The brain could go straight to there. This could go straight to there. That could go... Oh, this might actually work really well. Here, where's my, like, bunch of diagonals? Ooh, and that's together, so that's 3 diagonals in any direction I want. 1, and then 2, 3, and then I just need 1 more move. Darn it. I could use my +2 movement one again. To show you the other powers briefly, this one is reposition a spent module to be adjacent to an unspent one. Spent meaning ones that I've already used the power of. This one is ignore one of the current mission's required modules. So like I wouldn't have to make this the brain or make this be the turbine, the green anymore. This one lets me discard 1 movement card to draw 2 just to fill my hand back up. So one lets me swap 2 modules that are adjacent to each other, which can be quite nice. Adjacent again meaning a diagonal or orthogonal. Or this one lets me place an adjacent module in any valid position. So if they're next to the brain, I can send them somewhere else. But okay, let's try our plan. So that's 3 diagonal movement. And let's make it 5. So then this should be pretty easy. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I waste 1 movement, unfortunately. All right, so we have descended successfully, and what's next? Struggle. Spacing-wise, this actually looks really good. We're pretty close to this already. We just got to get this up there. But the modules are not in the right place. Maybe we'll do some of that swapping or ignoring stuff we can do. And we're back up to 3 cards again. Yeah, I'm not seeing any super easy way to do this. Let's see. If this moved up there... Oh, I could use the pushing ones maybe. I got 2 pushes now. Yeah, so if like that went up, I could push those in. And then I would need to get 1 over there. And I need to kind of like cycle those through into there somehow. Or again, I could use some modules to like ignore something. All right, it took me a while to figure this one out, but I think I got a good solution here. So this card is not ready to give me a bonus movement yet. But I need to get this here. I'm going to use its power, swap 2 modules that are adjacent to each other to swap it into the right spot, which now will suddenly give me the bonus move when I play this. So I get 4 orthogonal jumping movement. 1, 2... Oh, crud. I thought I'd be able to get this to there, but there's no way to do that without breaking up the group. Darn it. All right, so let's undo that fun there. All right, forget it. I'm taking too long to think about this. Y'all want to know how long I just paused. Let's just do what I was doing. Okay, we're going to swap these. Great. And then I'm going to place an adjacent module in any position. Beautiful. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll wait to do that in a second. Okay, then I'll do this. So 4 movement. So it was 1, 2, and then... It feels like such a waste. And then I'll teleport this over there. Whatever, it's great. It'll be fine. Okay, that finishes struggle. I get evade moved up, and I'm totally out of position for it. And fun thing, just to kind of speed up play, whenever you have to get new cards, you just turn the deck over, and you draw the cards from there. So you never shuffle after the start of the game. So I still have 3 cards, but I only have 3 modules left. And this is mission 5 of 7. So I have 3 more missions to complete. But this one is not going to be great, because I need this there and this there. I should have found a better way to do this. Maybe with some pushing. Do either of these work? Yeah, this one will get me 5 pushing movement. Let's start with that. Now if I go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that did it, right? Because now I'm going to use ignore one of the mission's required modules, ignoring that I need the purple there, and then I'm good. Which gets me up to observing this electric eel buddy. And still have 3 cards in hand. This is mission 6. I can do this. I can do this. So I can discard a card to draw 2. That'll give me to 4 movement cards. And then I can reposition a spent module next to a unspent one. Okay, crud. I got to do that before I spend this one. Otherwise, I won't have anywhere to use it with. Okay, so where does this need to go? I'm kind of, again, in sort of the right shape. If this is down there and this is there, I love that they're in the wrong positions. And then, like, this diagonally goes there. Do I have any diagonals? I don't, of course. So let's see if I can use this. Reposition a spent module to be adjacent to an unspent one. Like if I move that to there after moving this down one, but then I'm like all in the wrong places. I got to get something here to save this so that I can move this down there and then move this up there. All right, well, how about this? This is 4 regular movement. Okay, so let's say we're going to do this down here. So that's 1, 2, then 3. Okay. And then yes. I think this will work. 4. Oh, crud. I had 4, not 5. Well, I'll just have to use another card, I guess. That's a big waste, though. Well, so it goes. Okay, I'll use this one now. I get 4 again. So what was it? It was 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's fine. I'll just use this. Reposition a spent module to adjacent to an unspent. I think it can do itself. Okay, so I'm down to 1 card and 1 module left as I go into my final mission, which is going to be ping. Let's kind of put this to the side there. But no, I do get to draw a card, so I'm at 2 cards, and I can use this once I figure out which of these I want to use to draw another one. So ping. That go in there. Actually, this is pretty easy to do, right? Need to get that to here and that to here. Yes. Okay, I might even need the module because both these cards are like just what I need movement-wise, I think. Well, they sort of are, actually, now that I look at it. They're kind of like in the wrong order. Like I kind of want to do a push move to get them there and then like do a push move back. I need I need to somehow get this to jump up there, but like out of that one's way. Okay, let's try this. So that's 5 pushing move. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a waste. Wait, I could have just done that for 3. Okay, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 more. Yay! Okay. So 0 cards left, but 1 module left. I might have been able to win on hard unless I cheated somewhere in there. But hey, here's my full journey. I pushed some jellyfish, collected some rocks, I hung out with some fish, I fought off some tentacle arms, I dodged some rocks, I watched electric eel, and then I pinged for something. So, quick review of Aqua ROVE. First of all, it's still ROVE, and I love ROVE. So, there's nothing wrong with this one. If this is your first way to get ROVE, I say get it, because ROVE is one of my favorite games if you like this spatial positioning stuff. So, the real question becomes like this or the original ROVE. And it's sort of weird. This one feels kind of harder, I think, as my brain isn't as used to it. But at the same time, it's sort of more straightforward. So the big difference is, if you've seen the original ROVE, what really stands out to me is that the movement cards are consistent and it's easier to get the bonus, but the module requirements for the missions are harder. So when you put that all together, I feel like maybe this is slightly more straightforward to play than ROVE, because you have to keep track of fewer things. It's not as difficult to get the bonuses for these things. I mean, this is tougher, but I feel like the modules not having their own inherent movement and stuff is maybe not easier, but less brain burny sometimes. But at the same time, I do like kind of the variety in the module movement of ROVE. So I honestly don't know. Whereas ROVE Jr. that you're about to see second is clearly a very different type of game. This one is a lovely game. I'm not sure which I would recommend out of the original ROVE and this one. I mean, they're both great. Maybe it's whether you like undersea or outer space more. Do you need to own both if you already have the original ROVE? I don't mind having them. It's definitely a change up of the game. Like, I might prefer to buy this over more expansions for ROVE, because this changes up the experience more than just the expansions do, but they are still pretty similar. So I don't know, that's your call. But let's step away from Aqua ROVE, the more complicated lateral move in the system, and talk about ROVE Jr. For this one, my son Harrison, 11 years old, is going to do his first playthrough on the channel, which should be exciting. But I'll explain the rules and I'll give my thoughts at the end. So a lot of this is going to look similar to ROVE and Aqua ROVE. You've got your modules, although you'll notice there's only 4 of them in a 2x2 grid at the start. And you still have your missions to complete, but they allow you to put the modules in any place. You don't need any specific placement. And then a very big change is that each card is a single move, and they'll tell you which modules they can move, and each movement is in any orthogonal direction as far as you want, of course, still keeping everything connected by diagonal or orthogonal adjacency. And you still have to win 7 missions, but a big thing is that anytime you finish a mission in ROVE Jr., instead of drawing a single card, you draw cards to bring you back to whatever your hand size is based on difficulty, 3, 4, or 5 cards. So you can spend your entire hand getting stuff finished and then just draw right back up. There's no need to kind of be careful with your resources. And that's about it for the core gameplay. So let's get to Harrison and see how he does showing you the game in action.
I'm Harrison, and I'm going to be playing ROVE Jr. today. My objective right now is to complete this, and I see that I can fulfill that need with these 2 cards. This one seems to have a dog and the rover balancing on a balance beam with an umbrella. I am going to move Gizmo up with this, and then move it to the left with this, and that gets me balance. My next one is Create. These are my new cards. To do Create, I think I can do it with these 2 cards. First, I'll move Servo up to here, and then I'll move Brain over here, and that gets me Create. It looks like I'm creating paper airplanes. For my next objective, I need to lift. Lift the bird or squirrel. Never mind, that's a squirrel. These are my new cards now, and okay, I can get lift with these 2 cards and this card. For my first 2 cards, I will be moving Servo down here, and then moving Servo again under Widget. Then for my last card, I will be moving Brain here, and then I get lift. For think, I think I can get it. First, I'm going to use Servo's power to move Servo over to here, and then flip it over. I will be moving Brain, Widget, and then Brain again. First, Brain, then Widget, then Brain, and then I get Think. Next, I have to do Splash. It took me a couple tries to get Think because I had trouble keeping Brain next to all the other ones. Now for Splash, I just need to move Gizmo twice, and that can be done with this. My next mission is Race. For Race, I can move Widget over to here, and then I get Race. Next, I have to do Nap. It's my last mission, and to complete it, I'm going to use Gizmo's power to discard my hand and then draw back up to a full hand. It would be much easier if I could just move Widget twice, like this, and then I would get Nap, and then the game would be done, but you can't have it away from the other ones, even for one move.
Brain on Widget.
I'm going to use Brain on Widget to move Widget over to here, and then I can move Widget down, and then I finish Nap, and I am done with these things. And it looks like for Nap I'm sleeping under a tree with a dog and a cat. I think the game is a little difficult sometimes with the different objectives that you need to finish, and not being able to have one away from the other ones. And it would be much easier if you could just have these over to here, and then this thing over to here. That would make things much simpler, as you observed in Nap. It would be an easier game that's more suited for juniors and not for grown-ups, because grown-ups would think it would be too easy.
So my thoughts on ROVE Jr. At the hardest difficulty level, level 3, it is a little bit tough to win sometimes. Like, I have lost a couple of games, or at least had to use all of my modules, and sometimes not. A lot of it's going to come down at that highest difficulty level to which movement cards you draw, because if they're too limited and in a way that doesn't allow you to kind of do what you need to do, then it might be tougher to win the game. But yeah, clearly my 11-year-old was able to play this. My 8-year-old was kind of able to play it, so I think it is pretty kid-friendly. But also, I think this is a great way to teach somebody ROVE, or for somebody who's feeling a little intimidated by ROVE, to learn the system first, and then they could easily graduate up to ROVE or Aqua ROVE and try the tougher puzzles in there. So yeah, I think this is beautiful. Great artwork, of course. I love the little adventures of the rover and his friends, like the dog and the cat and the squirrel. It's just a lot of fun. So yeah, I can fully recommend this one if you're looking for an easier, more palatable, or more kid-friendly version of the system. So thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.